I thought it was just a grass fire.
We had a commercial structure fire. First unit in, they had smoke showing.
That way we can keep them moving.
It would just billow up, and then it would come down, and then it would go up again. And I think what was going on was the fire trucks would go and knock it down. They didn't have enough water, and then they'd go up again. And that's what's been going on all afternoon.
Tanker 14, go ahead, go to the track of fill.
There's no hydrants at this site, so we had to go and transport all the water that was used here.
Command all units operating. I think we have additional control of the fire. All visible fire appears to be knocked down.
Part of the reason why we have all the manpower here we do, because the heat definitely affects the crews.
Make sure we get rehab done and everyone stays hydrated.
We hydrate with water. We also keep cool towels in water to put over our necks. The best thing to do is cool your neck, your head, because that's where you lose most of your body heat.
As your units get rehabbed and become available, check with command. We'll give you an assignment.
Come on, Lonnie, come on, kid.
This team is more than competitive.
They want to win. We lost the first game, but we'll come out and try and win this one.
But take a closer look at the game. Underneath that in-it-to-win-it spirit, you'll see something else. It's called resilience.
This leg right here, it's made out of carbon fiber. This is actually called the sprint foot. I use this for running, sprinting, anything athletic.
The materials that make up these prosthetic limbs aren't nearly as strong as the bonds these players have forged with each other.
I lost my leg in Afghanistan due to a roadside bomb. The vehicle I was in went down a canyon, came back out, and that was it.
Spend some time talking to the players and you'll hear similar stories. They're part of the Wounded Warrior amputee softball team, made up of veterans and active duty soldiers who have lost limbs post 9/11.
We have family members that, come out and say we never thought we'd see them play ball again.
That's why the purpose of the team isn't to commiserate, it's to celebrate.
We don't want the other team to feel sorry for us. That's a major thing here. Once you see us out there diving for balls, getting good hits, sprinting, doing all the good stuff, you can overcome anything. You see guys here missing 2 legs, missing arms. I mean, there's no excuses. I mean, you can adapt and overcome to anything that, you put your mind and soul into.
And that doesn't just apply to the players.
If you watch the audience watching our guys, you'll see that they truly are inspired, and we see people walking away from our events wanting to do something more, wanting to do something special.
Strike. Nice pitch.
That's why the team has traveled to more than 100 cities, including here at Red Lion High School. The team won this game, by the way. But no matter the score, it all boils down to one word.
Inspiration. These guys are nothing but inspiring, and we hope that they bring that back to their families, to their schools, to the community, that we are able to adapt and overcome anything.
They come on buses by the hundreds.
Oh, it's big.
Thousands. Number 1. They are the Red Sea.
Sea of red everywhere.
What time we get here? 9 o'clock.
Here hours before the parade even starts. Inside the gates, taking selfies at the very front of the autograph line.
It's 11:06.
2 girls, Jordan and Emily, waiting.
Pulls out the phone every 2 seconds. It's 11:15. It's 11:16.
Waiting for one player.
I'm gonna ask Jaden for a hug.
After hours of waiting, the boys arrive.
Woo! I can't believe this is happening to me, they're probably saying.
Neither can Jordan.
They're here, they're here, they're here, they're here! The boys are so amazing, and I can't believe they went this far.
It's the celebrity treatment as the boys take the stage.
I love you, Jaden! Oh my God, there he is!
A slew of local leaders give plaques and giant check after giant check to Redland baseball.
$448,000.
Nearly $250,000 just from Darren Camps, just from their t-shirt sales.
We knew we had a great team, but do you really, who expects to get to where we got to? I mean, it was incredible.
They really pulled it through. They sure did a good job.
We are! The Red Sea surges around the U.S. champs.
It's a picture of right after they won. PA proud picture.
It's bright out. I should have brought my sunglasses.
Sharpies at the ready.
Remember, I go first. I know.
The autograph line eases forward.
Thank you.
A line that stretches across the parking lot. They're used to it by now.
Stop bumping me.
Their adoring fans are not.
Okay, it was really amazing. They're real. It was actually pretty fun to be able to get their autograph and be able to meet them for the first time.
Fans slowly disperse through the early afternoon,
Red Mill, third bus.
leaving on buses. Until the next time, the best Little Leaguers in the U.S. seek the swell of the Red Sea.
Great job.
Nice job. We're proud of you guys.
Amazing Grace has become September 11th's theme song. So has Taps. The ringing of bells and the reading of names, also standard fare on this day.
Ethan, Armsbar.
But this is not your standard memorial service.
You rescue everybody.
It remembers EMS, ambulance workers, and paramedics, who are often overshadowed on this day by ceremonies for police and fire.
You hear a lot about the firefighters, the 343. You hear a lot about the law enforcement officers that gave their lives, but you don't hear very much about the EMS providers, the EMTs and paramedics that work for the city as well as for many of the hospitals in New York.
In Pennsylvania, EMS workers responded to more than 1 million calls last year. 2 of them didn't come home, dying in the line of duty. They are new names on the list that nobody wants to be on.
At any minute it could go wrong. I mean, you never know what you're walking into. When you get up in the morning, you leave your house, you kiss your family goodbye, and you just hope and pray that you come home to them.
On this day of remembrance, let's not forget those who heal the sick and the injured and hold the hands of the dying. They do it selflessly and compassionately, day in, day out.
They've seen things that some people in this world, most of us will never see. They live with it every day, they put it away, and they go on to the next call. It's just amazing what they do.
The quiet of a Sunday morning shattered by celebration. A crowd gathers with hundreds of cameras pointed off into the distance.
I was worried about my ears.
Dallas Foster sits on the sidewalk with Kyle Moyer. They're stuck guessing.
I was hoping anyway that it super exploded, but I've heard that's not what it's gonna do.
For first-timers, it's a memory waiting to happen.
I never seen a building explode before.
Waiting.
Take it down at the knees, the rest will fall.
For one moment.
You never know in our lifetime if we'll ever see another one.
Waiting. Wait for it.
I was not expecting it to be that loud.
I was scared when that first bomb hit. I was like, whoa, I jumped. Had a little pack to it.
We're about a block and a half away, and the spectators here were not immune to the aftermath. A layer of dust is covering just about everything.
Holy smokes.
The spectacle is over in seconds.
I wanted to see more. I did. I wanted to see more.
The throng of onlookers thins in minutes, and all that remains...
I'm a little disappointed by how much of it's left, though.
...is hours of cleanup.
I started out March 17th. Every day, 20 miles a day, 6 days a week. People say, where are you going? New York? From where? I said, Santa Monica. You gotta be kidding, you are lying. They don't believe me. I started feeling kind of lonesome now since I've been walking every day. About 160 miles to go. I think life is a challenge. until you die. And I think to take a challenge is important. 63 years old, 63 young. I don't want to necessarily give a message, just a silent message through walking is my way of doing things. Just take up cross and follow me. You know, the Bible verses said that. And I think everybody has a cross to carry, all different types of situation. Carrying the cross is a sign of peace and love, so hope I'll be encouragement to people in some way. One step at a time. Don't rush. People rush too much. And hope, not in pushy way, the Spirit will kind of flow through seeing me. Don't talk, just walk. Show the cross. Somebody special loves you and cares for you, and don't forget that. And just keep walking, smiling.
Gearheads come to York every year to show off their street rides. A Lancaster County man is no different. He built his from the ground up. Big engine, LED lights, twisted steel. It's, so what is this thing?
It's a 10-foot tall street legal shopping cart.
So you can actually drive this on the street?
Oh yeah, that's the most fun part is driving it on the street. You wanna go for a ride?
Absolutely, let's go. Cal Van Sant knows how to stop traffic.
Like a pro.
I'll tell you what, this is awesome. This here is awesome.
It's out of the blue, it's crazy. It's awesome. I'm a car fan, that's awesome. I love it.
Literally everywhere we go, we turn into our own parade.
I mean, this is amazing. We are actually driving through the streets of York. I mean, there's a car behind us. I mean, people are looking everywhere you go.
Have a good day, guys.
Have a good day. This actually started with a parade. Cal and his son-in-law were trying to come up with a creative entry.
When he said build a shopping cart, first thing I think is, well, shopping cart, hot rod. Can we make a hot rod shopping cart? And so that silly idea, 2 years later, we had a drivable street legal shopping cart.
Steering wheel, headlights, taillights, turn signals, even seatbelts.
We're titled as a convertible.
This is quite the convertible.
It is the ultimate convertible.
It's called the Shopper Chopper.
If you're looking for a grocery cart on the line, a drivable shopping cart, you'll find us.
Are there a lot of people looking for a drivable shopping cart online?
We get quite a few calls.
Fuddruckers, Food Network's Guy Fieri, even the grandpas of Bad Grandpa. Cal gets cart requests from across the country.
When I see kids smile, or we're in a parade and just crowds of people cheering and just they recognize what we did and it's fun, it makes them laugh.
I seen it a couple weeks ago on YouTube at Ocean City, so I had to chase it and check it out. This thing's mean. It's definitely a mean ride.
This mean ride shows no signs of slowing down.
You never know what adventure you're going to have when you drive a shopping cart.
But it probably won't be a cleanup on aisle 5.
Pretty unique.
And she's a very humble lady.
She's a sweetheart.
Everyone has kind words for Rusty Gustin.
She has always carried herself with class ever since I've known her.
Earl Berger is a manager at ABC North. On Fridays, he's joined by a very classy group.
The league is called the Golden Agers, and that's because you must be more than 50 years old to play. And Rusty, she's a little past that.
When she told me 2 weeks ago that she will be 91 next month, I couldn't believe it.
Rusty started bowling during World War II.
You know, I only wanted to go watch the professional bowlers bowl, never thinking they'd be able to get into.
But after 74 years, she's become an icon.
Come on, all right.
I mean, she just could light them up. And she was averaging 200 when no one else was.
I'm really proud of you, girl.
In 1958, she competed at the World Bowling Championship and won.
It was amazing. It was really wonderful. I got a spare.
She's in the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame and even the Women's International Bowling Congress Hall of Fame.
As I was bowling against her team, I guess it was 2 weeks ago, and she had 200-plus games.
I am so proud. I had 6 in a row.
That's right. She got 6 strikes in a row, a 6-16 set.
I guess it was 2004.
An improvement from the 608 she scored at 80 years old.
That's why this is so much fun. I mean, I hope they really can appreciate getting involved in a sport that they can carry on. Come on, Jim, pick me up. And I think people do not realize just you can continue like for the rest of your life, just about. Good game.
In sports.
I had a quote picked out for today. Most people don't know why I do, why I choose what I choose that day. Guess I'll do this one.
It's a Monday.
I don't know, it's really hard.
Jessica Nppa gets inspiration from a Muppet.
And I often choose the quotes based off of what I need that day or what I feel from the people around me.
Sparkles.
It's a Tuesday.
Did you see the artwork?
Actor Milton Berle
What do you think?
Inspired this one.
Jess seems to find uplifting messages.
If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door.
I think you can be reminded of good things every day.
It's a Thursday.
There we go.
Jess is writing a message to no one in particular.
Hopefully some people will see it and it will brighten their day a little bit.
She's been putting chalk to concrete and taking photos of the results all around the mid-state for more than 2 years. Wherever,
missed a spot.
Whenever.
It works for everybody. I mean, everybody's got stuff they're going through.
Everybody.
Why do I do this?
Including Jess.
I was about 20, I think, when I found out.
She found out she was living with a chronic illness. She doesn't want to go into detail, but the diagnosis was like a pebble thrown into a pond.
To be 20 years old and be told that you have something that's going to make your life harder for the rest of your life, it seems like a really long time.
The ripples led to some dark days.
But it wasn't until I really started doing things for other people that I really felt that darkness lift.
She picked up supplies and found a canvas.
And then pretty much once I started it, it was hard to stop.
It's impossible for Jess to know how many people see her work or what it means to them.
1, 2, 3.
Usually.
Nice.
This brother and sister are spending their last day together for a while.
I'm moving to Tampa, Florida. I just got my first job out of college.
This couldn't have come at a better time.
You know, bad days, they end eventually.
Even if that day is happening 1,000 miles from home.
Life is tough, but so are you.
Life is tough, but so are you.
Life is tough, but so are you.
Strive hard, work hard. You can do it.
And then the elements wipe it away.
It's here and then it's gone.
It reminds us that it's all temporary. The good, the bad, it's all temporary. And we just have to enjoy what we have at the moment.
Until the next canvas comes along.
I think that's it.
Working for you.
That's it.
The news.
That's me.
Life on the Pietro Mushroom Farm in Kennett Square starts at 4 a.m.
We grow the mushrooms indoors. We control the environment so that we're able to operate all year round.
365 days a year.
We want to get the best nutrition.
They grow and harvest.
And those mushrooms will actually be to the grocery store within 1 to 2 days. And the shelf life is only about 8 to 10 days. So we have to get them to market quickly. You just squeeze this.
It's become a labor of love for Chris Alonzo.
Third generation. My grandfather started the farm in 1938.
This facility alone produces 11 million pounds of white mushrooms every year. That's 1% of the entire white mushroom production for the United States.
A few miles away, you'll find something a little more exotic at Phillips Mushroom Farms.
The uses of mushrooms
is limited only by your imagination. You can use them in anything.
They are one of the largest specialty growers in the U.S., producing 7 varieties: white, brown, shiitake, oyster, maitake, pom-pom, and orange.
Mushrooms are more delicate and harder to grow than orchids.
Raised in Kennett Square, Jim Angelucci joined the mushroom industry early on.
When I was 8 or 9 years old, my father told me it was time to put something on the table besides my elbows. So he sent me down the street to a friend mushroom farmer, and I watered compost and turned boards and things like that at 25 cents an hour. I've never told anyone that I meet what I do, and they say, oh yeah, me too. So nobody. It's just so unique.
From the farm, it's off to packaging plants like Bona Foods, where they also slice and sort every day of the year.
By the time they get to here, you start to feel the satisfaction of providing the public with a healthy, safe product on a consistent basis that everyone enjoys and loves to eat.
And it won't take more than a day or two for them to end up on tables.
My family's been doing the farm show since 1978.
And if you aren't used to cooking Kennett Square mushrooms yourself, you can always sample them at this year's 100th Pennsylvania Farm Show.
And then there's the cream of mushroom soup, which is a nice warm staple because we know how cold it gets at the farm show.
Including new items like the blended burger, a healthier alternative made with beef and ground mushrooms.
And so, Gail, there's even mushrooms in my coffee.
You are getting so shroomed out this morning. It's all about the shrooms, Allie.
Certainly no shortage of pride here, which makes it easy to see why Kennett Square really is Mushroom King. In Chester County,
Page after page, payout after payout. An ABC 27 right to know request found that in the past 2 years alone, the House and Senate have doled out well over $3 million each in unused sick and unused vacation pay to departing employees. 20 walked out the door with more than 30 grand, 11 got more than 40,000, and 9 top 50 grand. A dozen got $60,000 or more. Watchdogs are barking.
You shouldn't be able to use sick days as a financial investment vehicle. It shouldn't be a golden parachute. You know, we've reached the point of no return.
But the payouts are policy and legal, and there's bipartisan participation. Randy Albright left the Senate Democrats to become Governor Wolf's budget secretary. He said he used just 2 sick days in 29 years, and though he hasn't technically left the building, Albright was rewarded with more than $115,000 in unused sick and vacation when he left the Senate.
I do think it's important to, sit here and speak to you directly. I'm not going to hide from what the facts are and the compensation that I did receive.
Albright wouldn't talk about the appropriateness of the payout policy, but the guy whose job it is to balance the state's books insists that if you want good employees, you have to offer them a good deal.
The compensation levels need to be appropriate to attract that caliber staff.
The Senate's former chief clerk, Russ Faber, got a going away of more than $104,000. The chair of the PUC, Gladys Brown, left Senate Democrats with nearly $79,000. And Christian Callahan, chief of staff to House Majority Leader Mike Turzai, left for a lobbying job with 62 grand in unused sick and vacation. The fiscal watchdogs are also barking.
I think this is why people that aren't in government, or at least in politics, get frustrated with the system because
Eugene DePasquale is a former lawmaker and the state's auditor general.
Clearly there's no cap on it, there's no control on it, and very few of any people in the private sector have anything remotely close to that. And so when you're especially dealing with these tough budget times that the state is facing, reforms have to be put in place to tackle this.
Policy here needs to change too.
Current lawmakers also want reforms.
It rattles my chain quite a bit. Obviously, that's something, now that this has been brought to light, something we got to look into.
The Senate bosses don't just look at the legislature. The problem is Commonwealth-wide.
Well, let me tell you, Dennis, there's some egregious things going on even outside of that.
Indeed, a longtime worker under the governor's jurisdiction recently boasted on Facebook about accumulating sick days years ago when he made $10 an hour and cashing them out at his current $55 an hour. Again, it's policy. And what exactly is the incentive for the policy protectors to change it before it's their turn to cash out?
At the Capitol, the most important term is OPM, other people's money. And when you're spending other people's money, you tend to be much more generous than you would if it were your own money.
Every Friday at Central Dauphin Middle School.
Right like that?
Perfect. A special delivery.
A lot of mixed nuts today, peanut butter. Usually it's staples.
There's a lot of weight on that one.
Yes. 6,500 pounds of food from the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank.
I'm going to put some stuff on the bottom. No need to go to the gym on Fridays after unloading the truck.
The food isn't meant for the cafeteria, but destined for dinner tables across the district.
It's very difficult for people to swallow their pride and admit that they can't put food on the table for their family.
A few days later, volunteers meticulously repack the food into backpacks.
We try to do 2 dinners and enough for breakfast and lunches for the weekend.
Okay. The backpacks are then sent home with students whose families may struggle to find meals on the weekends. It's called Nppa, and it was started by Central Dauphin emotional support social worker Amy Snyder.
Okie dokie. Like most of us, people have a lot of pride and they don't want to talk about it. And so we are very appreciative that families will let us come to them and help them.
We have milk if you'd like some.
Through grants and private donations, they can buy food at a deeply reduced cost and discreetly give it to students who desperately need it. Students who often find it difficult to learn on an empty tummy.
A lot of these bags go to my students in my classroom and students that I work with every day. So it's something that's important to me.
Yeah, I mean, we get kids that come in all the time and, you know, they say they haven't had breakfast and they look like they might not have had dinner either.
Each week, dozens of volunteers make it all possible.
The more people we have, the quicker the work goes.
We don't realize in our community how many children may be needy or may be hungry.
And then would you like milk and eggs?
For moms like Chanel Hewitt, it not only feeds her family, it feeds her soul.
Thank you. It makes my children excited to know that people are out here that's willing to help us, because sometimes it is a struggle to put food on the table for my family.
Hi, are you the next group?
The program has expanded to all 13 elementary schools in the district, feeding 1,250 students each week, nourishing them and teaching them a life lesson in compassion.
We can't always assume that somebody else is going to do something for families that are struggling, and our role in society is to make sure that we pay it forward to families who need it.
We're good to go.
Working for you